Yes, here we are.
Here we are.
Back at it again.
Sean and Cass. Cass and Sean.
The Very A Podcast. Episode number 3795.4.
It sure feels like it.
It's crazy.
Or sometimes I feel like we just started this yesterday, so I don't know.
It's
I go back and forth.
The conversation that never ends and never will end.
It's true.
The conversation that never began and will never end. God knows what we're doing or why we're doing it. I was just saying that to our friends the other night. They were very excited about our upcoming event, and I'm like, I'm not even sure what we're doing or how we got involved with this or what like what is it? We're just doing. We're just going towards something. I like that. Just say yes and just go towards things.
Yeah, fearless fools, as we got into in our last episode.
Yeah.
I don't know. We've been doing a lot of spring cleaning, I guess you'd say. And I've been going through some old notebooks, and it's kind of crazy the things that I've written, and notebook and notebook and notebook. The living situation we want, the events we want to do, like kind of just intentions, because you have these meetings with yourself and with each other where we're like, okay, what are we all about? What do we want to do? What do we want to bring in? Where is our compass? And I don't know. Everything feels like we've been working towards something, and we continue to work towards something. And as amorphous as it may feel, it does all make sense in the trajectory of our life.
Yes. And even though sometimes now we might not be able to see it, when you come across that evidence, you're like, oh, we've been on this path for a long time.
Yeah, we've been calling stuff in for a long time.
And very specifically.
And aligning our life with it.
Yeah. Maybe by writing it down.
Yeah, totally.
Be careful what you write down.
Definitely be careful what you think even. Yeah.
You were saying that yesterday. I don't know what in reference to, but you're like, I got to watch what I even think about because I'm just see it immediately reflected in the world. And I can't even remember what it was about.
Well, I'm on my mom's Netflix, and I was like thinking about getting signed out and how hard it'd be to get back signed in. And then I got signed out, and I was like, what?
That is crazy. How is that possible?
I don't know.
That's pretty wild.
It's reading my thoughts.
Yeah, you were making me do, like, it's crazy. Our last episode, I was like, yo, I am done just thinking about stuff and memories and I want to be in the present and just go. Just moving ahead. And I was complaining last episode. And again, this is where I got to watch what I talk about and watch what I think about. Because a few days ago, we just get up, and I had this idea that we were going to be like partying with our friends all day. So I took like a little extra microdose. I got like lit. I was like having a proper acid come up. And you and my mom were like, let's go up into like the deep storage loft and start going through stuff Sean hasn't looked at since like the year 2001.
I know your resistance to go. You were like, it's just too much going through your mom's stuff. And so it's like, okay, you have resistance to it. Now how about your stuff?
It was crazy. It was really crazy because like the emotions that even looking at someone else's stuff in old pictures does to me is enough. My own? Are you kidding me?
It's, well, like, try looking through old love letters where you're like, oh, God.
Maybe we were meant to be together.
Oh, it wasn't love letters between us. Oh, you mean, yeah, exactly. Maybe we should have made it work.
Yeah. And it was a very emotionally fraught day for me. Of course, I'm already an emotional dude.
Every day's an emotionally fraught. No, I'm just kidding.
It really can be. But like when I dial up the emotions, like with LSD, because I think I'm going to be able to like expend that energy socializing, and then the energy goes nowhere. Like it's just like taking out old boxes and being like, what is this? And then just coming across like pictures of past lives and like just like, whoa, it just like pulled me deep into like nostalgia. I mean, I guess it was like I don't know. It was I'm like I feel neutral about it. I think it trudged up a lot, but at the same time, like I think it helped me process and like kind of lay some things to rest. Weirdly.
Really? Do you want to talk about it?
Yeah. What do you mean?
Like what'd you lay to rest?
I don't know, just like a lot of it, just any residual bad emotions about like past friendships and relationships and stuff. It's just like you get to an age where you don't just have the energy, like kind of the joke's on you if you're carrying around any heaviness about it. And like I don't really know till I'm put to the test and I'm looking at pictures of like my former friends and my former loves and just kind of being able to look at it positively and be like, wow, this I can barely remember this. I remember the past as wonderful, but the pictures aren't that great.
Yeah, I was reading some old love notes, and it was just like, what's that Grateful Dead quote that's sung by Bobby? That's like, "You were better to me than I was to you."
You done better by me than I done by you.
Oh yeah, you done better. I was like,
That's from Black Throated Wind.
Yeah, I was just having a moment reading like very touching love letters, and I was like, damn, there's no way I was ever this kind and thoughtful, because I don't even have this in me.
Yeah.
I guess my love language is a little different than words of poetic affirmation, but
Yeah, I've been on the receiving end of a lot of those, but I feel like I'm like you. It's not my strong suit.
yeah, it's not your love language. You're like present and service and different things like that, but expressing it in words and you read some of this stuff and I was like, damn, there's no way I met that energy properly.
Yeah, but like but if you had, what difference would that have made? Would it have extended a situation that needed to end?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, sorry.
It's hard to say.
It does trudge up stuff though.
Yeah. Well, because you can't help it. You're like, all right, cool. All that stuff that's up there, I could just throw it away because I haven't thought about it in 20 years. Like, there's no way that applies to my life now. I'll just take that box and probably just throw it away. And you open the box and you're like, whoa. It's like all these ghosts start coming out. And I'm like, well, you can't really just like go throwing away photos. Like, what are these photos? And you start going through them and Jesus Christ, people I forgot about. I'm like, whoa, I spent a lot of time with that person. That's crazy. I wonder what they're doing now. And just like, also just a great excuse to like, text my first girlfriend and be like, oh, look at this picture I found of us.
Oh, you did text her?
Hell yeah.
Great.
Of course. And text my sister. I found a great picture of us working at the deli together. And, there's not that much evidence from that time in my life. This is like before like digital everything was ubiquitous, so it was like more consequential. Like when you took a picture, it's just like that's one of 24 frames I have.
Right.
And videos, like all my videos got stolen, all my memories. That's what I used to do. I was the documentarian of our friend group, and I had all these just copious amounts of like hilarious nights documented stylistically, and that all got stolen. So I'm left with these pictures, and I don't know. It was cool. It's cool to just like it was an emotional day, and I kept telling you that. I kept like turning to you like, I can't believe you and my mom had me doing this today. I took acid. Like I'm fucking like I can't keep doing it. And then I would do it for like another 2 hours. And I'm like, I gotta stop. I cannot keep doing this. And I would keep doing it. But then weird shit was happening. Like I found this box. I was like, what is this? I could definitely throw this away. I open it up, and it's like stuffed with like 250 concert tickets, like when that used to be a thing, and you'd keep the stub. And I'm finding, like, I literally have the stub from my dad took me to see Nine Inch Nails and David Bowie. I won tickets on the radio, and he took me to see Red Hot Chili Peppers and the Rentals in Silverchair at Madison Square Garden. This is all back in like 95, 94. Smashing Pumpkins, Pearl Jam, like, the dream of the 90s was still alive in this little box, but like I didn't really even know what was going on. So I opened the box, and right in front of you, and I was like, oh, Cass, these are all like old ticket stubs. I pull one out. It's your birthday.
Yeah, you were tripping on that for the rest of the day.
That's just like, I mean, what are the odds of that?
Yeah.
The odds are pretty fucking, I mean, that's just a crazy, it's not like, oh, it's the day before your birthday or whatever. It was like, oh, whoa, all these tickets. I just pull one out, and it was from your 15th birthday. I'm like, damn.
And you were like, what were you doing on your 15th birthday? And I'm like, I have no idea.
I was up at the Chance in Poughkeepsie watching thrash metal. Fucking getting thrashed. You know what I mean? Yeah, so a little walk down. God, I don't even want to say it. But I'm like, okay, hoping to close the door on whatever all that is, moving forward.
Until the next time you have to go through and and organize.
It just must have to do with like the spring and the rebirth, and like there's probably a bunch of stuff going on astrologically that is just like kind of forcing my hand to just reckon with stuff that I think I medicate away. The reflecting on things and all that shit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
It was cool seeing old pictures of you and your dad, and I don't know. It's nice to like little pictures of you. I think everyone gets a kick out of seeing young pictures of themselves, and
it's very trippy because I see it and I'm like, who was that person? Like, who am I now? When did I become like this? Because I look at that person and I'm like, I'm so far from that guy. Jesus, like, who was that dude? And I can kind of tap into it. I was like, he was like a funny, confident dude. And like, even if that was based on like delusions, it got me to a certain place where then I could start like, filling in all of the stuff that was like false confidence with real confidence, and then that got me to this place, and then that got me to this place. But it was a very long, crazy journey. And I look in the mirror now, and I'm like, I don't like seem like that guy at all.
You're much more subdued. Your T's going down. No, I'm just kidding.
I've gotten handsomer, I think.
Definitely.
That helps. Like, maybe, like, I might have been cute.
You lost the mushroom cut.
Yeah. I lost all my hair. I didn't give up. I didn't give up on the mushroom cut. It gave up on me. Yeah, I do still have an ape drape. But yeah, good fucking times. I don't know. I ended up going through all those concert tickets, and I'm like, oh, thank God I saved these, because like that's the stuff that really slips away. You see 100 concerts in a year, and you're like, how am I going to remember one from 15 years ago or whatever? And most concerts that I've gone to, I don't have any ticket stub or anything.
Yeah, well, we've been for the last like 5 years writing every concert we went to that year, and yeah, I've since lost all those pages. So
yeah,
I don't even
yeah, exactly.
It's really hard to stay.
Well, that's what we've been doing in lieu of like all of this physical stuff of like, photos and like little keepsakes and this and that. We have the digital stuff on our phone, and at the end of every year, we just take a second and be like, let's just write down everything we did this year, and we'll go through and like just like fill a page, and God knows where those are.
Yeah, exactly.
Because yeah, but do you really need to know? Does it matter?
When your dad was like, oh, that was probably 1975, I'm like, I don't even know what was going on in 2015.
No.
So I think priorities just shift.
My parents have a better memory than me. I think your parents do too, because I think that their memories were used and served in different ways than we have to. So I think we might be more evolved in some ways, but I think our memories just aren't as good. Mine can be good if I'm if I see the optics of something. Like if I see a place I've been, I can tap into it. If I see the person I was there with, or does that make sense?
Yeah, your brain has like all these doorways, and sometimes it requires like a scent, like seeing something or smelling something to open that doorway and that pathway and like illuminate all those memories.
Yeah, I mean, you're wearing one of my memories right now.
Yeah, we found this Nirvana t-shirt that's like extremely huge, but I love it.
It's an XL. 100% cotton though. But I've had that shirt since 1992. What the hell?
I was 4. I would have been very small in this.
Yeah, totally. We saw the vinyl of that record. Oh man, talk about walk down memory lane. We were in the city the other day, met up with Michelangelo in Washington Square Park. And I was like, oh, let's walk over to Generation Records. This is a spot I used to like when I was like a young punk. Me and my friends would go down to the city specifically to go to this record store. And it's still there. It's still thriving. And it's still mainly like punk and indie music. So
yeah, we left and you were like, wow, you should see the basement one day. I was like, you didn't show me the basement?
I have shown it to you before.
You
just don't remember. Yeah. But even going in that store brings back so many memories. And I was like, we're not going to shop
Wait,
around.
but the reason you brought it up is because this record was like, what, $800?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have a 1992 pressing of that, the original pressing of that, and it's $800.
Well, I lost my mind because there's this Soft Boys album that I love
Yeah.
that was $750, and I like freaked out because seeing it, I wasn't even thinking of that record, but seeing it on vinyl and then seeing it worth that much, I was like, I started getting obsessed. I'm like, I need that record. Not that I would ever spend $750 on it.
Yeah, you definitely gave me a little glimpse into how girl brain works with that one.
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't believe it. Like, I see a record on the wall that's $750, and I'm like, oh, this is just bait for like a rich NYU kid to come in here and buy this and like not care and use daddy's credit card to buy this. And you see it like kind of how like, you know, some guy dating a hot chick, other chicks start being like, well, what's up with him?
Yeah, exactly. You're like, there's something that people really want here. Maybe I would want it too.
And you do.
Yeah, but what was perfect is that we went online and it's like you can pre-order it for like $33 and I don't care.
Well, that was another weird synchronistic thing. It's like that just happened to be a record that stood out to us. Like, oh, we want that one. What? $750? Let's just see if there's a reissue. They just announced the reissue and it's coming out in like a month. What the heck is going on? Like, what are the odds of that? I know this seems like small potatoes.
It's all small potatoes.
But it's all small potatoes. I'm a small potato. That's
yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
Our lives can be small potatoes. So you find these weird little moments like where you feel like you're tapping into, you know, the magic and the mystery of it all. And I think it's I don't even know. It all it does, it continues to keep the flame ignited in me. That's all. It just continues to fuel my curiosity and my I don't know, my desire to be more present, to pick up on more stuff like that. Because like as much of a drag as it was going through all of my old shit the other day, when I pulled that ticket out and it was your birthday, where else am I supposed to be? What else was I supposed to be doing today? That's the way I think of it.
Yeah.
So like you can only really pick up on that stuff if you're like dialing in your presence. And yeah. That's what I'm all about lately. I'm in the like a very I'm in a mystery school, and it's by my own design. It's like kind of like the University of Phoenix online. That's my mystery school kind of resembles that. It's like you couldn't really go there. You could tap into it if you want. You could pay for
you
a
just
got to
show up when you want.
Yeah.
And do it at your own pace.
Yeah. What's your mystery school?
I was just thinking about that. I was like, if I were to give it a name, what would
What's
it
the
be?
curriculum in your mystery school? Mine is little cues from songs and little angel winks and synchronicities.
Yeah, mine is like a mixture of like letting go and letting it flow, but also like making course corrections. Like paying attention to where the appropriate course corrections are.
Yeah. You're good.
You're good.
You never cease to amaze and impress me.
Yeah, ditto, babe.
And it's funny because like the other day we were we went down and we were at Psychedelic Assembly they do a thing that's in Midtown Manhattan. They do a thing every Friday or the first Friday of every month, like Find the Other Fridays.
Yeah.
Find the Others Fridays. And it's cool. Like we were going to those since they first opened, and you know there'd be like 15, 20 people there, and you could easily become friends with every person that's in there. And we showed up this time, and there was like 90 to 100. I was like, whoa, cool. A lot of homies coming out to Midtown to find the others. And it was kind of like on us to promote the event we're having there. And you did it, girl. You did it. I couldn't believe it. We showed up there after having done a whole day in Washington Square Park, and I was like, Cass, I'm twisted. I'm beat right now. Just the energy of being in the city and the whole thing, and I'm like I'm not a good like let's just roll up to random people guy, you know, if we're not,
Well,
if we don't have a camera.
you're actually chill, and I kind of had to do the not chill thing of like, I mean, it's chill when someone's alone and you go up to them and you like strike up a conversation, but it's not super chill when I'm like interrupting people and be like, hey, I just want to and like pop in and invite you guys to this thing. But basically, what we're doing, if you haven't heard us mention it before, is on Bicycle Day.
Saturday, April 19th, 2025, the 82nd anniversary of Albert Hoffman first ingesting LSD.
We are hosting what we're calling Candy Flip. It's an event at Psychedelic Assembly from 2 p.m. to 9 p.m., which is like a nice chunk of time.
Yeah, they're just like, take over for the day. Do your Church of Chill thing.
Yeah, so, I mean, you've made a religion of curating music, almost a practice of playing the right songs at the right time. And we're going to, where the Candy Flip comes in is we're going to show 2 of our films. We're going to show, start with Sweet Nothing, which is internet superstar Ayla, who's a wild woman, if you know anything about her. Take 250 micrograms of LSD in Woodstock. That's a very special, vibey film experience. And then after that, we're going to show Family Trip, which is a mother and daughter doing transformational psychedelic healing with the help of MDMA. And it's pretty profound what happens. There's actually 3 generations of healing that takes place, and it's like a really beautiful experience that we had the opportunity to capture. So
we'll show the films, and then Michelangelo is going to lead us in a little discussion. And the films will probably show like around 6:30. But please come buy a ticket to this thing. We'll put a link in the description, and use promo code VERYAPE for 20% off. But come hang out all day. Like, I think it's an extension of like what we used to do at our apartment all the time. We would have an open door, and whoever the fuck wants to come over, come hang out. Like, let's vibe it out. Let's make friends.
Yeah, I'm gonna be making some food. I think Kellyanne's gonna make some food. We're gonna figure out how to have some homemade goodness there. Definitely some art supplies. My mom's coming down. You know, It's gonna be really fun. So.
Wholesome good times.
And also, like,
it's just a wholesome good time Candy Flip.
You know, Sean and I, we're gonna be dosed up a little. Ooh. Not too crazy, but enough to have a nice, safe container for wherever you're at that day and however you like to celebrate.
Yeah, come honor your psychedelic roots. I think it's an important thing to do. How many other anniversaries of someone first taking some substance can we even point to? Is there another? Is there another? There isn't a bicycle day for MDMA or ayahuasca or this or that. There just isn't. These things have been around, but it was so notable the first time that LSD was ever taken. It was such a profound shift in paradigms that we still honor it 82 years later, and will continue to throughout our lives. So we're this year taking it upon ourselves to carry the torch. Please come chill with us. I think this event will sell out, so get some tickets now, bring a friend, or come make a friend. So yeah, that's our little bit about that. We're doing a Bicycle Day celebration. I needed to have that clean so I could clip it out and use it to try to sell tickets. So
I think you did a great job.
Get back to my normal voice.
Hopefully I did good too.
I don't do good with that. Like Michelangelo was trying to shoot us, and like I don't know how to.
You do good. You show up and you do good.
I show up, but what I realize, like I should take an improv class or something. Like I should learn how to loosen up a little bit, because like I can get like.
I would love to do that.
I can be silly, but it's really only in my very specific way, and I want to be able to play more.
Yeah, you want to let go of the ego and not be self-conscious, because you're very silly and you're always kind of.
And I could do all these voices and stuff, but like, you know, I get around a person like Michelangelo and I'm like, whoa, you're like I have that in me, but you do it.
Well, you've never embraced the performance aspect.
No.
You know, you're kind of like strumming your life, and you're keeping it a certain vibration, and with that it becomes like a lightness and a levity, but you haven't been like. Your natural inclination is not, I mean, I know we have a podcast, but in a social situation to be like, you'll hold court, but you're not necessarily trying to perform or in a different way. I don't know.
No, it's
like
weird.
Get attention.
Well, like the way we were doing it the other night is like, Look, people are excited when you come up to them, like strangers. Like you're like, hi, they're excited. They're like, oh, this
Well, they're
beautiful
excited
woman is
because we're at
coming
an
over here.
event that's like we're meant to make friends.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I might not. I hope that they realize it's gonna be a chill event, even though I feel like I was a little like being like, hey.
No, it's gonna be chill. I mean, it's presented by the Church of Chill. So
Yeah.
whether we like it or not, it's going to be. But the way we were doing it is like you would go up to somebody and like make the initial intro and like, get those first few bits of like fodder that you need to like hand someone off to me.
Mm-hmm.
You'd be like, oh my God, this is Sean. You should meet Bill. This is, you should meet Dana. This guy is who introduced Iboga to United States, and he's been on the forefront of weed legalization. And like you talk to him for 2 minutes, and then I talk to him for an hour, and that was what my night was. I like literally like going deep with people, heard multiple people's life stories, and I'm like, this is groovy. This is like, that's how I like doing it. I don't want to be the person like popping around to every single, like I do want to be the person that had like 4 or 5
so
like
funny.
quality.
You're like a cat. You're scared. Like they're not scared is not the word, but you just like stuck by my side.
Yeah.
I was like, Sean, we're here to meet people, and you're like sitting right next to me as I'm talking to someone else, and I'm like, okay, well, I guess we'll do it like this, and I just hand you off. And then
I just got a little too high when we first went in there because it was like, in our life between lives, like from going from Washington Square up to Midtown, I just got a little too twisted and was like, I just needed a second to compose myself, but I was great. Like,
no, you did great. You're not scared's not the right word, but it's not your natural inclination to.
It's something. It's like socially at least, sometimes I can suffer from like toxic modesty. I'll let somebody that barely has anything to talk about talk my head off for an hour, and I'm like, I've done 100 amazing, funny, like worthwhile things to tell stories about this year, and I don't even go there.
It depends on the circumstances.
This is the place I go there.
Yeah, no, it's
mostly
good.
I like listening.
Well, it's natural.
Yeah, and I think people sense that about me and sense that I'm a good listener or I'm very stoned. And the things I heard the other night, when you go to an event that's just like, hey, come hang out with other psychedelic heads, and you're just open to talking to whoever, you're gonna meet some people. Like, that's what's so cool about what Psychedelic Assembly is doing.
It's a really special space.
And that they're, like, part of me is like, why are they in Midtown? Like, why there? But then part of me kind of sees how important it is that it's there specifically. Not even in a different neighborhood in Manhattan, but just right in the middle, a couple blocks from Grand Central, in the hustle bustle, in the middle of the cauldron of chaos. Like, literally right outside of it is like diplomat parking for the UN. And like, there is a place that you can Google, and it's Psychedelic Assembly, and it's right there, and you could walk in there at any given time, and there's books and there's people and just other people to connect with in this way. I'm like, that is where these need to be.
It's such a gift.
Yeah.
Psychedelic Assembly is such a gift. So
yeah,
it's really cool that we're going to be able to do a little event there. And
we called that in.
It's crazy because, I mean, since we've moved upstate, our apartment used to be this space.
Yes. Yeah.
Where I had every book, every deck, all the art supplies.
All the drugs. That's not what Psychedelic Assembly does, but
no.
It's what we did.
Yeah. But, it's gonna be a vibe.
Yes. Yeah. But I was thinking, like, when we first found that place, we were like, whoa, this is cool. This would be a cool place to do Church of Chill. But like, we could be toxically modest sometimes and just be like, well, it's not our place to even suggest that. But it would be cool. And then here we are, 2 years later. They reached out to us, and we're gonna have a good time. And it feels like, I was telling Kellyanne and Michael, it feels like, we're paying service to a thing we're not really sure about. They can see it more clearly than me. They're like, I see what you're building, I see what you're doing, and I'm like, I'm not really sure what it is. Well, I just want people to feel comfortable when they're in my presence.
Well, I think we're devotees to a vibration of chillness and honoring of a moment, and it's like it's kind of a, you can't really put a box around it too much, but I think that's what's cool about it, is because it's, since it is open, it can naturally evolve, and it's not like, oh, we're deviating from the thing. It's like, no, the thing is an energetic vibration that we honor. How that expresses and manifests from year to year, moment to moment, is not for us to judge or be super attached or clingy to. And I think like that openness is kind of goes to the ethos of chill, you know? So I like that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's been a lot of people over, like, we started the Church of Chill Discord and Patreon like 5 years ago now. And there's been a lot of people that have like, and I get where they're coming from, being like, this should be an in-person place, like, you know, kind of like Cosm or whatever. And I think that like,
Microcosm?
yeah, I think that appeals to us to a certain degree, because wouldn't it be cool to build the Temple of Immaculate Vibrations and like have all of our vinyl records there and sound baths and all that stuff? But Church of Chill not being encumbered by being in a physical place or having a proper priest class or board of directors or whatever it is, all the stuff that you have to start doing, keeps it chill. It keeps it just allowing it to hold the vibration of chill. Because if it were a physical place, and maybe it will be one day, especially if a rich person comes along and is like, let's build this thing together, you got to make money and you got to think about all that stuff. And like, it's just decidedly not chill.
Yeah.
Not right now. So I think it's served us that we haven't gotten caught up in those kind of delusions and have instead tried to keep it like it was. Oh man, it was so perfect. The other night I was talking to a couple friends at Psychedelic Assembly, and this random girl and her mom showed up, and they were like, hey guys, what are you talking about? And like we're here to talk to people. And they were being very bold and like just came up to a group of men who were
that was me.
Deep in
That
discussion.
was me.
You were doing that elsewhere, but they did that for us with no agenda, just like, hey guys, what's up? And as soon as they came over, I was like, I just handed them Church of Chill stickers, and the girl goes, Church of Chill, what's that? And I was like, it's in your heart. That's all I said, because I had done so much explaining the rest of the night. And that was the best explanation. She got it. She was just like, oh, right on. Not like, okay, well, we're a company, and, you know, our company is Very Ape, and we have a podcast, and we do that, and we make these films, and, you know, but, like, we wanted to do this. Like, all that doesn't matter. It's just, it's in your heart.
Yeah. No, I did.
It's in your heart.
I went through the journey of, like, how do I describe this? Every person, I'm, like, honing it in more and figuring out how to express it, but... Yeah, I like your approach better.
You got to be at a certain time of the night, a certain level of twisted. That's all it was for me. Like I had already dealt with so many people.
Yeah.
That I was just kind of having fun. Like I used to do at the deli. I would deal with so many people that it would bring out this like fuck it in me, and just like the funniest version of me ever.
Well, because you're trying to entertain yourself more than anything.
Yes, exactly. Because it has nothing to do with this person. Like, if anything, they'll leave like a little confused, maybe with like a story for their wife or whatever, how they got fucked with by the kid at the deli. But I mean, yeah, that's the place I was at when I finally said something like that, and I was just like, oh, that's probably the more appropriate thing to say, but I could see how it could sound pompous, but like. You know, I want to tell people, I'm like, it really has nothing to do with me. We're just the ones that like print the stickers and the merch and stuff and try to hold the vibration. But like, you're as much it as we are if you carry the vibration. And you know what it is. It's so simple. It's like it's the simplest muscle test of all time. Is it chill or not? If it's not chill, it's not Church of Chill. If it is, it probably is. You know. You know the difference. Your nervous system certainly does.
Yeah.
And to me, that's what it's all about. And like, what am I going to do? Tell some girl who's just trying to have a polite, like, surface level conversation, like, my nervous system's been shot my whole life.
Yeah.
Until I started smoking weed and, like, kind of constructing a Church of Chill within my heart, a place of solace that I could retreat to whenever.
Ultimately, it's our own peace movement
Yeah.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's different semantics for a movement for peace.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's our religion.
Yeah.
Yeah. So why not decorate it? Why not pay homage to it? Why not build altars?
What episode are you on with Church and Chill?
I don't know.
Music mixes.
We were pretty deep into it. 225, I think. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know off the top of my head.
It's okay.
The newest episode's called Murdered Out, and it's named after a Kim Gordon song off her solo album from 2019.
I loved it. You were telling me, you were like, she wrote this after she got divorced.
Yeah.
And you were telling me a little bit about their divorce the other night, so it was just...
Yeah, Kim Gordon and Thurston Moore are like an all-time couple. Like, they did Sonic Youth. Like, holy smokes. And then one day Thurston Moore cheated on her. He was having an affair, and they broke up. And it was acrimonious. Is that a word?
Yeah.
Is it a bad thing?
Acrimonious?
Acrimonious?
Yeah.
That happens every now and then. I'll just use a word that I'm like, never said that word before. I'm not sure if it sounds right, but it also sounds like it could be a very positive thing. But they basically had an acrimonious divorce.
Yeah, no, it's perfect. It's what the hell? It makes me want to download Google. Well, yeah, I think what I saw for half a second, it was perfect.
What's acrimony?
I deleted it up. I wrote it up and...
You blocked it from your phone because it was tempting you to spend time on there.
Angry and bitter. Typically of speech or a debate. Angry and bitter. An acrimonious dispute about wages. What is an acrimonious relationship? One in which the people did not get along well at all.
Well, this yes.
They would be very nasty with each other and very critical of the other's words or actions. So yeah, great job, Sean.
Well, thank you. But it makes me think, like when I was digging around the other day, this is what I'm saying, spring cleaning, but like reckoning is like, I do not want to have an acrimonious relationship with my past, with past versions of myself, with past versions of my parents, my sisters, you, exes, this and that. I don't want to, because that ain't going to serve my brightness, my ability to emit light. So I think that there's no coincidences that I needed to get up and dig around in boxes that I literally haven't looked at since I moved away from Florida in the year 2000. Crazy. And I think it gave me a chance with my new set of skills to not have an acrimonious relationship with any part of my past and just honor it and be like, hell yeah. So that's what I tried to do. I was like on our Discord, I was like taking pictures of just like random ephemera and being like, I'm very grateful for my weird life and all my past lives, and even if the ones I can't remember, like shout out to you, thanking you for getting me here.
Yeah, no, and like the love letters that I was reading, I was like, because they were like, I'll love you forever, even like in the breakups and stuff, and I was like,
yeah,
it's like, okay, it kind of like put my heart at peace. As much as I had a moment where I'm like, there's no way I was as articulate as this person, because they were very articulate. I know that I showed love in my own way, but it did calm my heart.
You showed love in the way of being like, hey, it seems like you have a crush on my boyfriend. Do you want him? That's a lot of love.
There's a lot of love there.
Are you fucking kidding me? That's why that person compensated with flowery words.
Yeah, maybe.
They're just trying to meet you energetically at the place that you're vibrating naturally, which is like, I'm not threatened by you. I love love. It seems like you want love from my boyfriend.
Yeah, that's
See how you like that. See how you like it.
Yeah.
Go for it.
I dare you.
It's more cosmic love. You're indifferent to the outcomes.
I dare you.
You're indifferent to the feelings, but you're open to it.
No, it wasn't like I dare you. It was just kind of like...
It was much sweeter than that, but now it's funny to think of an I dare you energy associated with like being like, oh, sure, you want to fuck my boyfriend?
Well, I think that's me. I'm so aligned with believing that love should not be held back or withheld in any capacity, that even if I'm maybe the person who...
To your detriment.
To my detriment.
Yeah.
Ends up on the outs. I'm like, I'm a bhakti. I worship at the altar of love.
Yeah.
And that's why I've like always loved affairs.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I'm like... I mean, affairs sometimes are just based. A lot of them, I'm sure, are just like ego and bullshit and whatever. But I'm like,
We had a real affair that really led to something lasting.
no, and it's there's something to that. I'm like, if someone brings out that in you, you should go for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Well, I think it helps that you're not, or at least in the years I've known you, you're not like threatened by other women. The way that like,
Yeah, you know that Dar Williams song?
Well, I don't know. What is it?
It's like yeah. I'll.
What I am is what I am. See what you are. Oh. That one?
That one. I want to play it, but will it block things?
I don't know. But like that's the way I think of it. That's how I think.
As cool as I am.
Well, I've never heard of it. Play. Get this out of here. That's enough.
Okay, well,
I just don't want it to demonetize this episode or whatever.
Yeah, we could block that.
Yeah.
But if I go to it, her whole sorry, I'm gonna turn it off.
What's the name of the song?
As Cool as I Am.
Okay.
How do I go to lyrics? Because it's like basically like I will not be afraid of women. Oh yeah, here it goes. It's yeah, just basically saying I will not be afraid of women, and I stand by this. It was a young imprint.
Yeah.
It was a young imprint on me.
Yeah.
And I stuck by it. I'm not saying that's really where it came from, but
I've stuck to it too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can fall into it, but I don't want to be. And
you are afraid of women.
You think so?
Yes.
I'm afraid of their wrath. For sure, but
you want to please
until
them.
I face their wrath, I'm very fearless and very confident and will fucking spout up my mouth off about whatever until I face the wrath. And when I face the wrath, I do some adjusting.
I know,
and that's
but
fine.
I think you want to make women happy. I don't know if it's because you're afraid of them, but
it's because what they deserve.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they have to go through a period every month.
You're like the straightest man.
It's like a lost week.
You're really, truly the straightest man I've ever met. And I want you to be gay sometimes, but it's just not where you are.
Yeah.
But I feel like men who are misogynistic and not respectful towards women, they're gay. Like, that is gay. That's
the gayest shit I've ever heard of.
That's the gayest shit I've ever heard of. And with no disrespect to being gay, but like...
But yeah, you have no use for women. You talking like that about them?
Exactly.
You're fucking gay. Go be gay.
Yeah, go be gay. It's fine.
Yeah.
And obviously, gay men are very respectful of women. I'm not trying to say anything, but I'm just saying...
To their face. To their face.
There's a million people and a million different ways of expressing everything. But I think what I'm just trying to say is that, God, it's... there's nothing straight or manly about being disrespectful towards women, or and I think there's been like this huge misnomer or whatever of what masculinity is.
Totally. And it's funny when I hear the young ones trying to be masculine and like thinking I'm gonna join them in that little let's be acrimonious, let's be bitter.
Yeah.
Like talking about and generalize about women. It's and they're not being cute or funny about it. It's so revealing.
Yeah.
It's so revealing.
Well, they're hurt.
That's it. They're just been through heartbreak.
Yeah. Can really do a number.
Well, yeah. When a heartbreak, when something that one motherfucker put you through has you feeling acrimonious towards half of society, like the opposite gender, like come on, it's time to recalibrate. It's time. Just be mad at that person. Just make it about that person. And look, I'm saying this as a person that loves taking things to broad generalizations and like seeing a pattern in a small thing and being able to apply it to a big thing. Yeah. But it's not worth it when it comes to like men and women stuff.
Right.
Yeah, because it's like, by all means, I think like on paper you wouldn't even like if I didn't know your gender and I just like had just a page of your of who you are. You would seem like more like a dude, but it's like, no, you're a different kind of woman.
Yes.
We could get into murky territory here, but you and I have talked about this a lot. We've had controversial episodes where we've talked about this stuff, that there needs to be different kind of men and different kind of women.
Yes, I want a very broad spectrum of what defines a woman, and I don't want to do anything that makes that a smaller band. It should be an ever-growing, evolving band of
Yes.
a womanhood.
Yes, exactly.
Is all I think.
Yes. Yeah. But in a way, I wonder, as an only child, like how you even got to that place.
Being growing up a tomboy?
No, just not being threatened by women. Like so many people, like you just,
because I've always had
feel that.
Because I've always had good girlfriends.
Yeah.
And women have been kind to me, generally.
Yeah.
And so I honestly haven't been hurt. And maybe that has to do with like being the year of the Earth Dragon, where I'm like surrounded by...
All your friends are Earth Dragons.
All my friends are Earth Dragons. Like, we're not...
Y'all got lucky.
We got lucky. We're good to each other. It's not... I mean, it's not... Obviously, it's not always forever been perfect, but like, we're not a drama-filled bunch, So it's, I think, yeah, stuff like that.
And there's 8 of you that have been like tight homies since freshman year.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's probably the last time you had like some...
Well, I think that I think I truly have unconditional love towards you. And I think that a mark of unconditional love is like, and I think you know this because of kind of how we went through our relationship, but I'm like, I really want you to be happy. And if someone else would make you happier, I want you to be with them.
Yeah.
And I think it's also in service to me because I'm like, if someone else could make him happier, then I trust that could be the case for me too.
Yeah. It's more in service to you than it is to me. That's throwing me to the wolves. I'm like, I have my girl. Why are you even making this an option? Like, we could look at it like that. But, like, I kind of see us, it's so funny that you're kind of like that, the character in White Lotus, the girl with the big teeth, who's in love with Goggins. That's us.
Yeah, it is.
I'm just like kind of like this dark guy that might do something wild at any given point. And you're kind of like, he's my guy.
It's our soulmate. He's my soulmate.
I'm with him. Yeah. Like, guys your age don't even apply. Like, need not apply. Like, don't even go there. I want an older, receding hairline guy with a dark force around him.
We're soul bonded.
Yeah.
Because you've been through so much and I really haven't. And I'm like, well, I guess it's my duty to be there for you.
Yeah. I think
it gives my life purpose.
I think by me having gone through so much, you have, in a weird way. I think we've merged essences so much that how could you have not gone through what I've gone through, because you've had to share in the sensitivities that I've developed around what I've gone through. And you've had to take those sensitivities further than me because you want to protect me. So we do share in some trauma that maybe you weren't present for. But since I was, and we're so present with each other, it's all right there. But in turn, I kind of get your sweet, awesome upbringing.
Yeah.
I think I tap into that. Like, it taps me into some just like wholesome goodness that I feel like, kind of like went by the wayside in my life as I got older, and they're sisters and they need more attention or whatever. And like, you got all the love in the world and you just went and slept between your parents until you didn't want to anymore, until they kicked you out. And like, it was just like very, like, you were very taken care of, and, your mom is so sweet to you. So I'm like, I want in on that. And I feel like I am in on it. And your mom especially, I think, accepts me. She thinks of us as her kids. And
I've definitely gone through some breakups where I'm like, you're more upset about losing my parents than you are about losing me.
Yeah, I mean, they're such sweeties, but I think that's how soul bonded we are. And I know that might sound crazy to people listening, but spend as much time together as we have with somebody. Spend 15 years in an unbroken conversation. You'll take on your partner's traumas, dramas, llamas, and yamas. You will.
Yeah, well, it's been a pleasure. I have to pee so bad.
Okay, cool.
Do you want to pause it or go to the Patreon? How are we on timing?
we've been talking for, I don't know, a certain amount of time.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll just come
Well,
back
no,
and
no,
I'll
let's
see what
say
you
that-
want to do.
Why don't we hop over to the Patreon?
Okay, that's what I was seeing.
Okay, cool. Yes, join us on patreon.com/churchofchill. That's how you get in on our film club. We just did The Vanishing this week. It was incredible. We were joined by Colin of Circa Survive, and we were joined by the ungoogleable Michelangelo and all the homies that normally show up. So the film club is alive and thriving. And we're doing Adaptation this week on Monday, the 14th at 8 p.m. So join us for that through patreon.com/churchofchill. You could get on our Discord community, and you could get my weekly music mixes. And part 2 of all these episodes, including this one, we'll hop over there now. Come hang out with us on Bicycle Day. Peace, love, and magic.